Good night and welcome to Teleislas News with the most important news of the day. In a quick police reaction, the capture of two persons presumably linked to the murder of a young man during the hours in the morning in San Andres was achieved.
The National Police confirmed to Teleislas News the capture of two people allegedly responsible for the murder of an 18-year-old man who was shot by a firearm near the Erwin O'Neill Soccer Stadium. According to the information provided by personnel of the departmental hospital, the young man was admitted to the medical center with a wound in the left anterior hemithorax and died despite the effort of medical personnel to stabilize him. It is expected that in the next hours, the police entity will give more details of this fact, as it was indicated to this news agency.
In recent weeks, there has been an overflow of wastewater in the pedestrian area, which has caused inconvenience and uncertainty among the people who walk through this area.
This is why foundations such as Archipelago have spoken out and asked the authorities to act quickly in order to mitigate the situation and find short-term solutions in a calculated manner.
Primero quisiera decir que la fundación.
First, I would like to say that the foundation has been acting in different areas, not only with the issue of sewage. However, this issue has been addressed not only nationally but also locally with companies such as Veolia and the environmental prosecutor. We have been part of the different meetings that have addressed this issue, and the idea is to invite them to articulate to improve this issue, as it is definitely something that is affecting all of us who have to travel through these spaces, and definitely these spaces are made so that we can enjoy them. And this is generating not only odor problems but can also generate problems such as diseases. So the idea is that we all sit down and coordinate in order to improve this for all of us who live in and visit these spaces.
It is important to mention that these problems are not only occurring in the pedestrian area. This news agency has made several reports of the same situation on previous days in sectors such as the Bight, Guinea Hen, Fifth Stage, among others.
A few days away is the call for cultural managers and creators that seeks to support the reactivation of tourism in the islands involving the Raizal culture. Adam Linton Williams, the cultural manager, invites Raizal Islanders involved in this area to register.
Project that seeks to build a more cultural tourist destination in the department. This means that it involves the artist, manager, collective, tradition bearer, and cultural entrepreneur in San Andres in tourism, achieving that the tourists consume more tradition and takes with it the cultural richness that abounds in the archipelago.
The idea that the actarim, the gastronomy actarim, the one that we manage the history part of the island, the has people them, it has organization, the native legend them. All of that specific Raizal culture. Uno come out massively, uno present on yourself, uno can find information by the Gobernación web page. The format is there for your discharge or fully out. You can find also the information that the flow for the Chamber of Commerce or Camera Commercial. By your right-hand side, the second door.
This is an initiative that seeks to strengthen the activities of all members and actors in the cultural field, whether in art, gastronomy, music, dance, Raizal practices, among others. The invitation is to register as soon as possible, taking into account that the call closes on July 17.
During the pandemic, the archipelago was economically affected because tourism was restricted. But how was the economic recovery progress? Here we will tell you.
Tourism is one of the most important economic sectors for the country's economy. However, it suffered a serious impact in 2020 as a result of the pandemic. By 2021, tourism shows signs of recovery with the lifting of restrictions. But how much has the economy of the islands recovered in terms of tourism?
Ha sido paulatino.
It has been gradual. I think that the tourism sector and the island itself as a destination has been one of the most successful tourist destinations in the wake of the economic recovery after the pandemic. But now we are facing a costly dollar that will help not only San Andres but all national destinations because it will be cheaper to travel in the country than to leave. That should favor us, but we have not reached the levels of 2019.
Este año va mejor que el año pasado.
This year is going better than last year. Although we are seeing new airlines coming to the island, we have American Airlines and also Copa coming back with the Panama flight and connections. Domestically, we have seen Ultra Air arriving in the last few months, and they are bringing in people.
Although the department did not reach the economic figures that were achieved in 2019, the accommodation and restaurant offers have grown after the pandemic. Saad ensures that informality has also been on the rise in tourism. In addition to the island must improve its attractions.
El muelle de Yoniquí es algo
The wharf in Yoniquí is absolutely necessary. There have been accidents, sad situations due to the lack of wharf in Yoniquí. International tourism is demanding, and we have to think here. We want to have good tourism, but we must have a good product.
Although the tourist economy continues to recover in the archipelago, during this year's Easter week season, the department positioned itself as one of the most important reactivation destinations in the country.
And for years, the family basket has become a concern for inhabitants of the islands because of its high cost, which they consider that every day it increases more and more.
It becomes a headache for inhabitants of the island to have to go to buy food, since day after day the prices increase, having to do wonders, according to their opinions, to put on their tables a plate of food. For them, the minimum wage in the department is not enough to cover all the basic needs in the island households.
They have the salary all years they go down, if we can buy what really we need. Because the things, the food and everything that they get over dear, and then say is not property for everybody.
Everything is very high, especially vegetables. The salary is not enough to pay for utilities, rent.
Últimamente los precios en el alza de los productos.
Lately, the price of the products of the family basket here on the island has risen a lot. The prices are sky high. Today, the minimum wage is not enough to survive.
Todo está muy costoso. Everything is very expensive. You can't buy like before. You pay for everything in the house and you can't buy food. There is no price control.
The price of the family basket is really high. It is difficult for a person who earns the minimum wage because they have to pay the rent and utilities from there.
The community wonders who will look at this population in search of a special treatment to be able to guarantee at least some healthy food to the children and the population in general so that they can survive with a minimum wage, since this not only covers food but all the expenses generated within the household.
And with a view to its growth and improvements for viewers, Teleislas participates in the FEAR Bogota Audiovisual Market BAM. It's an event that promotes partnerships aimed at advancing the quality of audiovisual content.
Teleislas is present at the Bogota Audiovisual Market BAM, the most important audiovisual market fair in Colombia, organized by the Bogota Chamber of Commerce and Pro Imágenes Colombia, with the support of the Film Development Fund, where it is expected to achieve progress and new partnerships that allow better growth for the channel.
Para Teleislas es muy importante poder participar en el Bogotá Audiovisual.
It is very important for Teleislas to participate in the Bogota Audiovisual Market BAM, the most important audiovisual market in Colombia, organized by the Bogota Chamber of Commerce and Pro Imágenes Colombia with the support of the Film Development Fund, where Teleislas has the opportunity to make new business alliances and expand its network of contacts. Through this fair and its academic activities, the channel will be able to improve the quality of the projects and the possibility of making agreements, alliances, and businesses that will benefit the work being done by the Teleislas channel.
It should be noted that BAM is also a professional updating platform that, through academic activities and networking spaces, has contributed to improve the quality of projects and the negotiation skills of its representatives, updating the sector on marketing trends and content distribution.
A national laboratory of community theater is currently being held in Antioquia with participation of Katia Bui as the representative of our archipelago.
The National Laboratory of Community Theatre at the national level, a process that seeks to offer technical, conceptual, and practical tools on the community theatre to strengthen artistic groups and processes in various communities where participants perform their artistic practices, contributing to expression, subjectivity, and social intervention, with the communities where theatre and circus are performed as a means of community expressions.
In this occasion, I want to share with you all that I am in a Laboratorio Nacional de Teatro Comunitario in Carmen del Viboral, Antioquia, where I have the privilege to share with people from all different regions of Colombia, where we are working hard for the theater of Colombia. Let me tell you that I'm launching out a SOS for Providence Theater. We know that ragtime have been a tradition in our communities and we are losing ragtime. This is where I asking all the people from Colombia that do theater to support Providence Theater and don't let it die.
These laboratories aim at directors, artists, trainers, and cultural managers in the areas of community theater and social circles, and the participant will develop a product to be presented at the opening show of the International Theater Festival Gesto Noble in Carmen del Viboral.
And now we'll continue with sport news with Victor Fusalva.
Hello, here are the best sports of the islands. And this time with an excellent final that was played by Black Panthers and Homie in the Veterans Basketball Tournament. Tournament that culminated with a great final that starred the two best teams of the tournament, Black Panthers, with stars like Wayne Bent, Molina Cancius, and others led by Oscar Farbs, and by Homie, stars and icons of the sport of basketball as Victor Lever, William Newball, Luis Beleño, and others that star a great final that delighted the public. Among them, our great star Randy Stevens, who attended to enjoy the great final of the Veterans Tournament. One of the organizers of the tournament, Efrain Corpus, told us.
The tournament was a tournament that it was competitive with people from 40 years upward. We're trying to make 2 more tournaments, and this trip will make it in the town. We can give more access to the people from the town. One would be maxi 45 and one would be from 30 upward. The idea is more ahead to make one libre. We can make the younger set have fun with the tournament, with the basketball.
The words of William Newball.
Well, it's not a matter of winning or losing. I think both teams won. We won the opportunity to be here enjoying ourselves, doing what we love most, that is playing basketball. We also enjoy the public that was here, things that you haven't been seeing for a long time. We need more of this. This is what we can do to keep ourselves healthy and entertain our youth.
This is what Wayne Bent said.
It was a nice game. It was a nice game, like how you see it, a good game. This is a very strong tournament. The veterans didn't call it, but with the veterans still did, no so. And yeah, it's a strong game from the start. The game going equal, them score, we score. We try pressure them a man-to-man game, the whole game to see if the physical part would help us, no? But the man didn't stand up to it, then stand up to the physical part, then come right down to the bottom. Definitely was defense, end up they beat the game to the last.
And the winning coach, Oscar Farbs.
The team that we beat is one of the best teams in the tournament, along with Tweed. What all time we say in this team, the team has been a lot of good players and players that can shot the ball, but we kill them with the speed. We got more speed and we can run. So I believe that is what carry through for them.
And we're now going to another veterans tournament that delight fans and players. Another tournament that entertains and pleases is the Veterans Tournament held at the Erwin O'Neill Stadium. This football tournament is also organized by the Departmental League, which seeks to integrate the different sectors and strengthen ties of friendship among the players. A match between Boca Juniors and Casa Chica that made it into the final, enjoyed by the players and fans who attended the Erwin O'Neill. With more details, Alemao Boy told us.
I played at Boca Juniors
from San Andres. The game was a very hard game today. Plenty foot, plenty hit. But the teacher tell us if we keep the touch the ball with patiently, we go on the touch and touch till we make the 4 goal them. We're going first right now in our tournament because we're a 12 champion team. So that's the obligation we got right now. You got plenty harder team like Barrick, you got Nativo, so on. This team got team plenty Islanders too. So we invite the people to come out because it's a one healthy sport. So we invite the people to come give her the support.
The match was won by the Boca Juniors team and reaffirms its position in the top of the standings. And this will be all in sports for tonight. We will see you on another broadcast. We continue with Lisa.